I'm ErieFoxDan, and you join me on my desktop mode, where I'm going to show you something that's quite important to actually run Persona 5 Strikers. It's called that thing I just installed the other day, which I've already forgotten the name of. It is Proton Up QT. Install this from the Discover Store, and then you need to download GE Proton 911. GE Proton 911. With that installed, just, you go looking for stuff. You install that, and then with that installed, you go to your gaming mode. And there's a quite useful bit on the Steam community page for this game, which is where I learned how to do this, and also read all the comments which were in agreement with me about how baffling it is that you have to do this on a game which is a semi-sequel of Persona 5, which is already on PC, on Steam Deck, works perfectly well. And then you need to go into the game itself, and then you need to go to the little tool bit, go Properties, Compatibility, Force the use of Steam, a specific Steam compatibility tool, go, and then from that list you choose the GE Proton 911, which we showed in the desktop mode. Okay, so that's great. Now, it is strange, as I say, I just got this on sale because it's £16. I've just completed Persona 5 Royal, which is a brilliant game, and since this is related to it, it's surprising that it doesn't just run natively on the Steam Deck out of the box. It will say it's unsupported, but yeah, you install that tool on the desktop mode, and then you install that particular version of Proton, and it will run. Now, I will say that it's a fully playable experience. I'll be able to play and complete the 40 odd hours of this game, on Steam Deck using this. I would say it's ever so slightly janky. It feels a little bit more like emulation, like a really polished emulator, like I was gonna say Yuzu then, but it's gone. Yeah, it feels a little bit like emulation in that you'll get a little bit of jankiness. So I'm playing this game on mostly low settings with, let's show you, mostly low settings with so low texture quality on mid, anti-aliasing on, bit of theme for me with mid textures and anti-aliasing. And another thing to show you is, this is why it's a little bit janky. You may have noticed the black bars. It runs in 1280 by 720. No option to go 1280 by 800. So 1280 by 720. So it's 16 by 9 rather than 16 by 10. I've got using a per game profile. I'm limited to 45 frames a second. And I did have a TDP limit on yesterday. I'm not sure why I've turned that off. Character model wise, looks decent. Obviously, if you wrap this up to high graphics and double resolution scaling, it can look a lot better. But I think a TDP limit of around about 7. Yeah, 7 watt TDP. And you're talking close to an hour at 25%, so about 4 hours of gameplay, which is perfectly fine. And this is a very populated area. I'm not in a battle scene, so it's probably quite boring for you. Let's go and talk to Futaba. Another thing that's a bit strange is that in Persona 5 Royal, A is your activation and conversation button and everything. In this, you activate things by pressing B, and to go through conversation, you still press A, but pressing B is how you actually activate the conversation in the first place, which is really weird, and it keeps throwing me off because I've obviously played about 100 odd hours of Persona 5 Royal, and now I've got to slightly change my buttons. The choices don't actually matter so much in this game, but yes, a strange new character. Okay, not sure how that helps me. Where is the guy that everybody thought was really cool in the previous game? But I see B to talk. That I barely spent any time talking to in Persona 5 Royal. Might be because I'm not a very arty person. Okay. So now there'll be people's speech bubbles I imagine I need to listen to. Yeah, B, smoking area. Yeah, so B, and then A. It's weird. Oh, listen to this guy. Okay. Just got to listen to everyone that gets a little listen trigger, I guess. But yeah, the game is running quite smoothly at the moment, which is not frustrating, but a little bit frustrating, but I can't show you one of the issues. Like, you will get little, outside graphical artifacts, like little grey squares appearing along here and along here when I was playing last night, which should just be something from playing it in a compatibility mode and at 720p resolution, I guess. Yeah, it was okay. And the game seems fun. It's a different style, but it continues the story of Persona 5, not Persona 5 Royal. Right. Is anyone actually going to talk to me then? Oh, down here. Okay. Literally here then, apparently. Listen to him. Oh, that's the cigarette area. Can I go this way? No. Anyway, as fun as this is, yeah, the game runs just fine if you just put a little bit of, tiny bit of effort into using the compatibility tools. And obviously the worry that it may change compatibility tools soon at some point, who knows, but there'll always be a community update because hopefully community is good. And £16 to get another 40 hours of story from the Persona 5 gang, who, if you've played Persona 5 or Persona 5 Royal, you'll be very invested in, like I am. And yeah, 4 hours of battery life and decent graphics. I mean, you can see lack of aliasing around him being me, the protagonist. Decent amount of detail. A little bit of light there. Then you've got the bad, which I'm sure you've noticed. Low res textures here, which I'm sure could look a little bit better if I cranked the graphics up. But to be honest, I'd rather get my 4+ hours of battery life than worry about looking at the background textures. Getting a little bit frustrated now because there's literally nobody to talk to. Yeah. I'd actually much rather have a longer battery life than looking at textures. Yeah, it's a decent game. I'd say 4 hours battery life. Currently on sale for about £16. Running at 7 watts EDP. Yeah, it's decent. I'd say it's slightly jankier than if it's fully compatible because of the resolution, some slight artifacts and ghosting that I get on the top and the bottom bars occasionally. And I feel like if it was fully optimized, maybe the buttons would be done. I'm not sure if that was just how it is. Maybe it is like that on the PS4 version, that the buttons are weird like that. But yeah, I think I've done 10 minutes now of walking around the square and talking about a game which I'm not really playing because I'm just walking around the square. But yeah, it sticks to around about 45 frames a second. It dips a little bit in combat. And the combat isn't RPG combat, by the way. It's It's kind of more a little bit more like Devil May Cry or Dynasty Warriors, that kind of thing. You take on hundreds of enemies at a time, and you sort of swirl around. And this is going to be kind of annoying because I'm talking about this, but I'm not actually showing you it. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Eerie Fox Dan. Please like and subscribe. It does mean a lot. Yeah, have a great day, guys. Cheers, thanks, and bye.